So everybody, Chag Sameach, Happy Purim. I know that everybody is so excited. You're seeing people you haven't seen in a while. It's such a sellout. We're bringing in more chairs. Those of you bringing chairs in right there at the door, scoot your chairs around to the side because more and more people are coming in. If you can move your chairs on around, like Bruce and Wendy where you are, just slide the chairs on down. And at that end, slide the chairs all the way down. That way more people can come in. Okay. So everybody, there's something really, really special about this year's Purim Shpiel. I'm looking out at some wonderful costumes. One of the things about this year's Purim Shpiel that is so extraordinary is that, where's Alana? Stand up, Alana. Alana Scheinkopf wrote this year's Purim Shpiel. And we have an original by one of our own Purim Shpiels. Alana, we are all so grateful to you. Before we actually go to the Purim Shpiel, I have one very important announcement to make. And then Jamie and Helper, come on up. We're going to actually read from the Megillah. But before we actually chant from the Megillah, here's the important thing to say. Every week, for the last 5 weeks, every single Friday morning, everyone who gets one of our e-blasts has gotten an e-blast saying how important it is for you to vote in the World Zionist Organization elections. If you've already done that, put your hand up. Okay, there's half of the room without hands up. Anyone who's 18 years old or older and is Jewish needs to vote. This vote means that we want a lot of reform votes so that we can get a modern, liberal, progressive voice going in Israel. And the deadline is this Wednesday. So when you get home tonight, if you haven't already voted, vote. It's more important than you can possibly imagine. That's the last announcement.
Who represents the position? Of the options?
On the e-blast that goes out Friday, it guides you exactly what to do. There may be 10 different groups to vote for. The second one down says Reform and Artza. If you vote for that, that's going to bring a very liberal, progressive voice to Israel that's going to be very, very important in determining fund allocations and policies in the time to come. These elections only happen once every 5 years. If you haven't done it yet, it's more important than you can imagine to do it. Now, in order, before we actually have the Purim Shpiel, we're going to say some blessings. You all have this on your chair. Some of you who brought chairs in at the end don't have one. Just share them so that if you've got two where you are for two people, pass one back a little so that everybody's got access to one. Purim is a really fun holiday. It's the holiday where we get to do all kinds of crazy things. It comes once a year, so at the very beginning, at the top of your page, let's join together in the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu Lazman hazeh. We have another blessing that we say because here we are the first time in this season for the year. So together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avotenu ve'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. When else do we say that blessing? Hanukkah. We say a blessing at that season. Now we're at this season. We say the same blessing again. Now, unroll the Megillah and hold it all the way up. We have a blessing we say for being able to read the Megillah. And the Megillah, this Megillah, is the story of Purim. And we're going to hear the story of Purim tonight according to Moana. And hold it. There you go. And this is an illustrated, illuminated Megillah. This is a gift from Helena Friedman. We've always used this year after year. And on the back of all your blessings is the first paragraph that we're going to chant together. I'm going to chant it out loud really slowly, and you join in. Those of you who know Hebrew, join in. And even if you don't exactly know Hebrew, just keep your voices in there anyway to keep it going. So the blessing for saying the Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. And it starts right up here, but that's so small to read. I'm going to read where you're reading. And please join with me. So we start. Vayehi bimei Achashverosh, hu Achashverosh, hamolech mohodu va'ad kush, sheva va'esrim me'a medina, bayamim hahem, keshevet hamelech Achashverosh, al Kisei malchuto asher b'shushan habira bishnat shalosh lemalcho asa mishter lechol sarav va'avadav chel paras umadai hapartamim v'sarei hamadinot lefanav beha'aroto et asher kevod malchuto ve'et yakar tif'aret gedolato yamim rabim shmonim uma'at yom uvimlot hayamim ha'ele asa hamelech lechol ha'am hanimseim b'shushan habariya lemigado ve'ad katan mishte shivat yamim b'chatzar ginat bitan hamelech chur karpas utechelet achuz b'chavlei vutz v'argaman al glilei chesef v'amunei shesh mitot zahav v'chesef al ritzfat bahat v'shesh v'dar v'socharet v'hashkot bichlei zahav v'chelim mikelim shonim v'yen malchut rav keyad hamelech v'hashtiya chadat ein onas ki chen yisad hamelech al kol rav beito la'asot kirtzon ish va'ish. Amen. We are commanded to hear from the Megillah directly, which is what we just did. So you can roll up the Megillah. And now we have the Purim story, the Megillah, according to Moana, according to Ilana. You guys were awesome. Thank you. Long, long ago, in the days of the ancient Persian Empire, there was a city by the name of Shushan, where the ruler of Persia resided. Many rulers sat upon Shushan's throne throughout the lifetime of the Persian Empire. But at the time of our story, the throne was occupied by one King Ahasuerus.
You can call me Ahash. Come join the party.
No thanks. Let's keep this professional. I can't be seen fraternizing with the characters of the story. Now, as you've probably guessed, King Ahasuerus was quite the party animal.
Woo!
And 3 years into his reign, he threw the biggest party yet. 180 days full of extravagance to impress all the nobles and governors throughout Persia and beyond with his fine taste and his finer supply of riches. This was still not quite enough partying for him, so he topped it off with a week-long banquet for all the people living in the city of Shushan. Shall we check in on the festivities?
Man.
Me, Your Majesty?
Yes, you. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes, Your Majesty, very much.
Would you not say that this is the most perfect party you have ever attended?
Well, Your Majesty, I am a mere craftsman, so I have not attended many parties. But yes, I would say that this is the best of all the ones I've attended, without a doubt, and of all the ones I haven't attended as well.
I see why you would say that. I am, after all, the most magnificent party planner. But you're wrong. There is something missing.
Your Majesty?
Yes, there is something, or rather, someone missing. The human.
Yes, Your Majesty?
Go fetch Queen Vashti from the woman's banquet. My guests must see what a beautiful wife I have. Oh, and make sure she does not neglect to wear the royal diadem.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The king's servant, Mehuman, conveyed these instructions to Queen Vashti, word for word. She was not happy with what she heard.
Your Highness, my apologies for disrupting your banquet, but I bring good news. His Majesty the King has ordered me to fetch you from the women's banquet, for his guests must see what a beautiful wife he has. Oh, and he also said that you should not neglect to wear the royal diadem.
Fetch, he said,
Yes, Your Highness, I believe that was the exact word he used.
so that his subjects can see his beautiful wife wearing this beautiful diadem.
Yes, Your Highness.
I will not obey. I am not a toy from some dog to fetch. I am definitely not going to display this collar.
Your Highness, are you sure? Shall I tell this to His Majesty?
You can tell my husband that if he doesn't like my answer, he should come talk to me face to face rather than sending a messenger, unless he is too scared.
When King Ahasuerus heard this message, he was furious.
How dare she? Who does she think she is to disobey her husband, or king and husband?
Your Majesty, if I might make a suggestion.
Go ahead, Mumukan.
Queen Vashti's actions are not only disrespectful to you as her husband and ruler, they are also more dangerous to our society than the fiercest of enemies. If word spreads that the queen herself does not bestow the customary respect due to a husband, all the women throughout Persia will surely follow suit, and who knows what they'll do. Therefore, I suggest that you make an example of Vashti by banishing her from your presence forever.
Right as always, Memukan. I will deliver this news to Vashti myself, so that she can see my face one more time and know what she has lost. No messenger is needed, for I will show her that I am no coward.
So King Ahasuerus went to the women's banquet to tell off his wife. Little did he know that he would be told off himself upon his arrival.
Vashti, do you know what you have done?
Let me guess. I've disrespected my king and husband, bruising his poor widow ego.
Are you being sarcastic with me?
No, of course not.
What, no,
I see what's happening here. Your wife's not listening to you, and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that husbands never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, I have self-worth, dear Achash. Breathe it in. I know it's a lot. Oy vey, what gall. when your wife no longer heeds your call. What can I say except you're welcome for the role I've tried to play? Hey, it's okay, you're welcome, but now I guess I'm no longer your bae.
Hey, whose royal powers can no one deny? With thrones to lift him yea high this sky. When the fun runs low, who's got the best parties in tow? You're looking at him, yo. Oh, so I conquered the lands.
What was it?
Ethiopia to Indian sands, 127 provinces. You're welcome, you got to be the queen of this. So what can I say except you're welcome for the times with the powers that there's no need to pray, it's okay, you're welcome. I guess it's just my way of being me. You're welcome, you're welcome.
Well, come to think of it, King, honestly, I can go on and on. I can recount every time I felt put upon. The power, the fame, the crown. I'm trapped in a cage, no key to get out. This diadem set over my brain, more like a collar to keep me restrained. What's the lesson? What is the takeaway? Don't let this Vashti when she's on the breakaway. If you think you come bursting in to my banquet where I always win, look here, babe, I'm not just your trophy. Look at me going off, leaving you lonely. Let me say, you're welcome to hang on the riches you hold. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Welcome to think of it, I gotta go. Maybe one day you'll say you're welcome to the queen who comes after I'm gone. I'm flying away, you're welcome, 'cause this queen's done with being your pawn. You're welcome, you're welcome. Ta-ta now.
You're banished.
Sometime after Vashti left,
We banished her.
depends who you ask, but sometimes after the banquet, King Ahasuerus realized once again that something was missing from his parties, his banquets, and his life.
With Vashti banished, I no longer have a queen. This must be fixed. But how to find a new queen?
Of course this must be fixed, Your Majesty. And who else but to decree that all the beautiful young women throughout Persia should assemble here in Shushan to see which is the best candidate to be queen.
What an excellent idea. I will go consult with my advisors on the wording of this edict.
While he is drafting the edict, it's about time you meet two of our key characters. Within the city of Shushan lived a young Jewish woman. Her Hebrew name was Hadassah, and her Persian name was Esther. She lived with her older cousin Mordecai, who had adopted her after her parents died. Mordecai served the king each day by keeping watch at the palace gate. Despite this position, he had some difficulty processing the king's decree.
Good morning, cousin.
Oh, good morning, Hadassah. Did you grow overnight?
Silly Morty. I stopped growing years ago.
I know you're a young woman now, but you've grown up so fast. Too fast.
Is something wrong, Mordecai?
I'm just nostalgic. An edict came from the king. Perhaps you should read it.
O Persia, make way, make way. O Persia, it's time for you to offer a queen anew. That's all I need. Let all the young women come to see which Ahasuerus will choose.
Will be the new queen, when will the choice be made?
Matrimony is our mission, and dear Persia, there's so much to do.
Make way,
since we may find our roots in
this new queen.
Advisor's advice has told to replace one with another. Just who she will be is to be seen.
I wanna be. Don't walk away. My daughter, please use your head now. This edict calls for a queen, and there you are. There comes a day when you're gonna look around and realize that you could have been a star.
Consider the festival, banquet for the queen.
In Persia we celebrate with fine cuisine. We all read this proclamation in provinces empire-wide. Each language matched in translation with less and potential prize. Consider the festival, banquet for the queen. We must eat this royal decree.
That's right, you'll stay. I'm sure you'll be well provided. And when we look to the future,
there you are.
You'll be okay. So delighted, and
you could
be a star.
I've raised you like my own daughter. I hope I have done it well. But you are a child no more. You must heed the kingdom's call. I sense that you have good chances of winning King Achi's heart. Hadassah, you'll take your place, and there you are. You are my uncle's daughter. I've nurtured you with pride. Take care out there and remember the spark most divine inside. Tell no one you are a Jewess, for dangers remain afar. As Esther, do not forget just who you are.
We all read this proclamation in provinces empire-wide. Each language matched in translation, we must send potential prize. Consider the festival, banquet for the queen. We must heed this royal decree.
No one needs, so here we'll stay. Shushan and Persia beside us, and when we think of tomorrow,
there we are.
The ways we shake, a hopeful spirit unites us. We'll make the most of our future where we are. 'Cause every dream urges us to be a star. We can find happiness right where we are, where we are.
Woo! Now, King Ahasuerus saw many worthy candidates, but after he met Esther, all the rest paled in comparison.
You are the most beautiful, virtuous, and well-deserving young woman in all the realm. I love you,
Esther, Your Majesty.
Esther. What a beautiful name. I love you, Esther, and I will make you my new queen and wife.
Your Majesty, I don't know what to say.
Say that you will prepare yourself for the banquet in your honor while I announce my choice. My servants will show you to your chambers.
I will, Your Majesty. Thank you.
But while Esther appeared gracious and happy in the presence of her soon-to-be husband, alone in her chambers, this facade fell away, revealing her doubts.
I've been just no one in this empire long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could stay the Jewish daughter, but my fate's clear as the water, to be queen of desert dry. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know will now be my home, where my throne will be. Out of all those who vied to be queen, he chose me. How does he know? He loves me so. What if I cannot be half the queen that was Vashti? One day I'll know. Still like Mordecai Mordechai has told me I'm not alone. I know everybody in this palace seems so happy in this palace. Everything is by design. I know everybody in this palace has a role in this palace, so maybe I can roll with mine. I'll be queen with pride, keep the king from wrong. I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See, the oath that I took to be queen, it's binding, but I don't know, will love yet grow? And they say that my luck is turned around, so come find me in Shushan Palace. What's beyond that wall when I cross that wall? The wall beyond which I can see, it calls me. And soon I'll know if joy it holds. And each day Mordechai in the gate will remind me to always know I'm not alone.
Having reached a truce with her doubts, Esther soon settled into the duties, the customs, and the habits of her role as queen. However, not all was well in Shushan. While occupying his usual post by the palace gate, Mordechai overheard a dastardly plot to be orchestrated by Bigtan and Teresh, two of the king's own servants.
I am beyond tired of serving this king. He is vain, clueless, and parties far too hard and far too late into the wee hours of the morning.
Agreed. Let's kill him.
Great idea.
What have I just heard? This is more than just discontent among the servants. It's treason! I must tell Esther of this threat to her husband's life.
So Mordechai told Esther, and Esther told King Ahasuerus in her cousin's name. Bigtan and Teresh were arrested on counts of treason, and Mordechai's deed was set down by the king's command in the book of records. Mordechai's service, however, was soon forgotten by the king, as Ahasuerus promoted his favorite court official to be his vizier, or second in command. This man's name was Haman. And he took full advantage of his newly gained power. There was a long-standing feud between the Jewish people and the people of Amalek, from whom Haman was descended, which led to an instant rivalry between Haman and Mordechai.
Bow down.
Bow down.
Bow
Bow
down.
down. Bow down. Bow down.
Bow down.
Bow down.
Bow down.
You there! I'm down!
I will not.
You will not? Do you know who I am? Don't answer that. I am Haman.
Son of Hammedatha the Agagite, vizier to King Ahasuerus. Who do you think you are to disobey my commands?
I am Mordechai, son of Yair, son of Shimei, son of Kish the Binyaminite. As a Jew, I will not bow down to the likes of you.
Look here, Mordecai. I am not in the habit of humoring such insubordinate behavior. But I'm giving you one more chance. Bow down now, or I will give you reason to fear me.
I will not. Your empty threats don't scare me. Haman.
Oh, but they should. Do you know how long I have tried to get into the king's good graces? Now that I have my rightful power, I will not be discounted by it. Well, German Haman hasn't always been this glam. I worked my way up to the top. Now I know I can be happy as a clam because I'm powerful, baby. Did your family
my spark that's inside. I can tear their argument apart. Your family lied, I'd rather have honor. I refuse to bow and leave me in a wreck. Just bow down and give me that honor. When you don't, it makes me want to wring your neck. Just a sec, don't you know? You're dumb, dumb, dumb if you think I won't be bitter. Beginner. Oh, come, 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 see my rage refuse to simmer. You'll get jitters, keeping up with that tune, because of our fam feud. Well, 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 little Morty's now in trouble in my book. With decent double Molek. Ouch! Retribution's gonna give you bigger fish to cook. Wait till I unleash my bad plan. Now you have to give me credit for my star. Now I'm Vizier to King Achash. For just like you, I know I've got to play my part. You'll never win, you can't. I need honor. Watch me dazzle like a diamond in the rough. Stroke my stuff is that honor. Send your armies, but they'll never be enough. Your luck's too tough, Morty man. You can try, but you can't expect an Israelite to beat a Amalekite. You know, you'll die. Now it's time for me to take apart your aching heart. Far from the lands where your people were exiled in dispersed diaspora, still ever the stranger. You tried out your luck, but your luck was just not good enough. Gunner, you'll survive for not much longer. This'll give me so much honor. Soak it in, 'cause it's the last you'll ever see. Say la vie, mon ami, I've got honor. Soon I'll kill you, so prepare your final plea. Just for me, you'll never have so much honor. You wish you had so much honor. You'll regret disrespecting me, Mordecai the Jew.
Haman was so angered by Mordecai's refusal to bow that he was determined to kill not only Mordecai, but the entire Jewish population of Persia. Through the casting of lots, or Purim, he decided on the 13th day of Adar, the 12th month, as the date of the Jews' destruction. All that he needed now was the approval of King Ahasuerus.
Your Majesty, I am troubled by a matter of national security.
National security, go on.
As you know, in your excellency, you have come to rule over a vast and diverse array of lands and peoples.
Yes, I am very skilled at conquering and ruling lands, aren't I?
Quite. Now, most of these peoples have assimilated well to Persian rule, but others...
Out with it, man. Or should I say, hey, man.
Very funny, Your Majesty. A hoot as always. As I was saying, there is one group in particular, a people which has the audacity to disobey orders from Your Majesty and myself. In my opinion, as your vizier, this behavior cannot be tolerated.
No, I suppose it cannot. What would you advise me to do about it?
Release an edict decreeing this people's destruction, and I will gladly deposit 10,000 talents of silver into the royal treasury to fund this action.
How generous of you. Thank you for your advice, Haman. You truly are a worthy vizier. Take this ring, and with it the authority to do as you have said.
Thank you, Your Majesty. You will not regret this.
Well, the edict was dispersed throughout Persia in each land's native language, ordering the people of Persia to prepare for the destruction of the Jews. When Mordecai read the decree, he was stricken by grief and by terror. He thought of his cousin in the palace, and he knew that she was their only hope.
Hadassah, you must save your people.
What are you talking about, Mordecai? Calm down and tell me what has happened, and why you are calling me by my Hebrew name where anyone could hear you.
You're right. I'm sorry. I should be more cautious, especially given the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Haman, he's used his influence over the king to decree the deaths of all the Jews in Persia. You must tell your husband to overturn this edict, or we are all done for, yourself included.
All the Jews are to be killed? Why would anyone decree such a monstrous thing? Cousin, I wish I could do what you ask, but I fear you overestimate my power of influence in the king. It is forbidden for anyone to enter his presence without first being summoned. The punishment for violating this law is death, unless Ahasuerus extends his golden scepter in mercy to the offender. I have not been summoned for 30 days, and who knows when Ahash will send for me next. I'm sorry, but I have no control over the fate of our people. There is nothing I can do.
But Esther, Hadassah, you must do something. I know a girl born in Persia. She stands apart from the crowd. She has the strength held inside her to make her whole people proud. Sometimes the world seems against you, too scared to fight or to spar, to keep us safe on the 13th of Adar. Hadassah, your people need you. Protection as queen may fall through. This crisis might be the reason you play the role that you've come to. Your conscience may start to whisper, Hadassah, you've come this far. Hadassah, listen, remember who you are.
Who am I? I am a Jew of the diaspora, an outsider who is queen. You call me. I have been blinded from reality, from doubt and fear of my husband's wrath. But Jewish lives are on the line. They call me. Tell our people to join me in fast. 3 days sans food or drink. I will answer at my husband's door as they've called me. I will ask for our lives to be saved if he'll hear me. With open mind and extended scepter, I will carry you here in my heart. You'll remind me that come what may, I know the way. I am Queen Esther.
So Mordecai carried Esther's message to all the Jews of Shushan, and after 3 days of fasting, she approached King Ahasuerus, although he had not summoned her, risking her own life for the possibility of saving her people.
Esther, what a surprise to see you here.
Your Majesty, I know you did not summon me, but I beseech you to hear my request.
Of course I will. Do not fear, my beautiful queen. You are pardoned, and I will grant your requests and more. What is it you want? I would give you even half the kingdom. All you have to do is ask.
Your generosity is too much. I do not ask for so much as that. In fact, all I ask is that you are present for Haman and Your Majesty to join me at a feast tonight.
Is that all? We will gladly do so.
So, that night at the feast, Ahasuerus asked again what Esther wanted, and again she answered.
For now, I want no more than to see Haman and Your Majesty at a second feast tomorrow night.
Haman left the palace with a spring in his step, thinking that his position of power was secure, with the queen granting him such an honor as to dine with him and the king alone 2 nights in a row. Yet still his pride was injured by the sight of Mordecai standing in the palace gate.
I condemned his people to death, and still that Mordecai has not learned his lesson. I cannot suffer his impudence one moment longer, let alone wait until the 13th of Adar. I will go to the king tonight and request permission to kill him.
As Haman returned to the palace that night, the king had already settled down to sleep, but something was keeping him awake, something that he could not quite put his finger on.
Haman,
Yes, Your Majesty.
I cannot sleep. Fetch the book of records and read it to me, will you?
I want Your Majesty.
What is taking that servant so long? Ah, here he is.
Where would Your Majesty like me to start?
Oh, just flip to any old page.
As you wish. Let's see. Here we go. Just after you chose Queen Esther to be your wife, so before Haman was appointed vizier, one Mordecai reported a seditious plot by 2 servants, Bigtan and Teresh, to kill your majesty.
A plot to kill me? And remind me, how did I reward this Mordecai?
There is no record of any reward.
No reward? This step must be repaid. But who is in the court? I hear footsteps approaching. Go investigate and bring whoever it is to me.
Well, it turned out it was Haman, who had come to ask the king's leave to kill Mordecai. But when he was led into the king's chambers, Haman was soon distracted from his original purpose.
Haman, what brings you back to the palace at this time of night?
Your Majesty, I have a request.
Do you? Well, let me go first.
Of course, Your Majesty.
There is something weighing on me, Haman. What will you do for a man whom the king wishes to honor?
A man whom the king wishes to honor. Well, naturally, this man should wear the king's royal robes and crown too, while being paraded through the streets on the king's horse. And all the while, a royal courtier leading the horse should declare, "This is what is done for a man whom the king desires to honor."
All excellent ideas. See that every detail of what you have described is done for Mordecai the Jew, who keeps watch at my palace gate.
Mordecai the Jew?
Is something wrong, Haman?
No, Your Majesty. I am just so excited to carry out your orders.
Of course. Now that this business is attended to, did you not have a request of your own?
No, Your Majesty. I've forgotten what I came to ask. Good night.
So Haman grudgingly did as he was told, promising himself that Mordecai would soon feel his wrath. That night he attended Esther's second feast, which turned out to ruin his day even more thoroughly.
My queen, thank you for your hospitality in this wonderful feast. But surely I can provide more than dinner company. What is it you truly want?
You are right, Your Majesty. My true wish pertains to a very serious matter. There is a certain person among your royal officials who seeks to destroy my people, myself included. In fact, he has organized for our massacre. I beseech you to save us, to save me.
Who is this who would dare threaten the life of my beautiful and virtuous queen?
The orchestrator of this scheme is sitting at the same table as you at this very moment.
No, it's probably not me. Haman! Seize him!
So now, with Haman out of the way, Mordecai received his titles and Esther his property. It would make sense that with no orchestrator, Haman's plot would simply fall apart. But
An edict written in the king's name and signed with his signet ring cannot be revoked.
Well, that's ridiculous.
so Esther and Mordecai wrote a new decree permitting the Jews to defend themselves on the 13th of Adar. When the day finally came, they rose up and won the battle against those who sought their destruction. The next day was declared a holiday, and Jews throughout Persia rejoiced, grateful to be alive.
So Esther and her guys on the festive buzz. Word was dispatched through Shushan of the brand new dawn. Each 14th day of Adar, wherever we are, we know who we are, who we are. Haksameah, this day still floats our boat with Hamantash and Shpiels and carnivals. Haksameah, we send out Mishloach Manos, and when this tale we recall, we know to say, Haksameah. They try to kill us, we survive, let's eat. We tell the stories of the Torah in a never-ending chain. Haksameah, we said all we can of this day. We hope that you have enjoyed this Purim play.
Stay up there for a few more minutes. Before David has some thank yous he'd like to give, as we're ending this evening, I want to remind everyone, because I saw so many people with your phones up, this is being streamed as we stream all of our services. It's archived on our website. All you have to do is go there. You can have the entire spiel at your hands. I also want to remind everyone that your groggers, your box of macaroni and cheese, leave them. We will make sure that they are delivered to Tap In. You're doing great tzedakah by being here and having fun. David?
So first off, just one more hand for Alana. Alana started this a long time ago, almost a full year ago, when she asked me to be her partner in making this happen. And along the way, she found excitement and inspiration from a lot of different people, not just the people on this stage, but Seymour Glantz cut some wood for us, and some of the religious school students put together the screen backdrop that you see there. But Alana, all of it wouldn't have been able to happen without your foresight. The other piece that I'm really admiring you for in this moment, Alana, is how much you dug into the story of Purim and how much you were really looking for kind of your take on what Purim looked like and how you matched it so beautifully to the Moana songs and guided everyone here. It was just spectacular. Well done.
And also, all of those beautiful pictures that you saw in the background were done by Rachel over there. And the flower crowns were made by Danny Ryan.
So in your flowers, there's also a card signed by all the members of the cast, and we're taking pictures and things like that, so we can compile it for your portfolio.